All right, so welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin.
I'm Tarsha.
And this is, of course, Conversations with the Crawleys, where we have conversations about faith, family, relationships, and recaps, reviews, and commentary of some of our favorite shows. This one is all about the latest episode of Ready to Love DC edition. Still no whoop whoop. I guess you're not feeling DC. All right, so if this is content you enjoy, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like, request notifications, and share, and we will see you in the comments.
You give me time to respond. Might be a little slow, but dang.
Yeah. All right. So again, we still have our contest going on. We are closer than we were before. Still not quite there to hitting our 1,000 subscribers, which is our goal that we have. Really trying to do it by the end of this year. So definitely what we're going to do is once we hit 1,000 subscribers, one of our lucky subscribers, one lucky member of the KT squad will win a gift card directly from us.
A real gift card.
Yeah, real gift card, right? All right, so share. Make sure your friends know. Make sure your families know. We have fun over here, right? And we give you really good content.
Really good. Hey, if we don't give good advice, don't share.
But I think we give good advice.
I think we give decent advice.
Right. Definitely.
I think so.
All right. We've drawn on that 25 years of marriage that we have. That
living life.
Yeah.
Being in a relationship.
Figuring it out as we go along. All right. So this latest episode of Ready to Love. So they went to the resort. Well, not really a resort. They went to a big house, looked like a plantation house, probably in Gaithersburg, Maryland or something like that.
They were out there in Williamsburg.
Yeah, they wasn't in PG County, and they definitely wasn't in DC.
Definitely wasn't.
So driving up, we see Camille, Zadia, and Cornelius in one car.
Right.
We see Walter and Sabrina in another car, and then we don't know how else everybody got there. They teleported or something. But Cornelius, Camille and Zadia, I'm going to start calling them Kadia because...
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm going to give them...
They already have their own little clique. What's the name of their
the brown
girls?
So the brown girl clique is Camille, Zadia, and Mumin.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get more into the brown girl clique, but basically in the car, Zadia poses the question. So, hey, what do you kind of see? Are y'all going to share a room? And Cornelius is like, before Cornelius really even has a chance to speak, Camille's like, yeah, that's what we do. We doing that.
I'm like Cornelius. I'm driving. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, listen. We'll get in. So,
yeah,
so the other thing there that is, the question of what's going to happen when this is all over. And Camille, again, speaking for both of them, says they're going to get a house. They're going to move in together. And Cornelius is like, well, we moving there. We moving towards that, but I don't know that we're there. And of course, Camille, I think her fifth personality, I think that's the one that came out then and had an attitude. You don't think she got like multiple personalities?
No, I think that's all her personalities.
Possibly, yeah. In the other car though,
yeah,
Sabrina and Walter,
they're getting to know each other.
They, she
going even deeper
because she starts off asking, are we kind of coupling up? And he's like, we're here. He's like, let's just drive. Oh, is that our exit? Because he really doesn't answer the question.
Right. He's avoiding the question. He's still up in the air, right? He still feels like he has some questions on which direction he wants to go.
Right.
Which is understandable.
Absolutely.
And then she's like, well, I got something else I need to tell you. Since we're getting close.
You might find out one way or the other.
Maybe. I don't know. Depending on when she had her exotic dancing. But she did it for 10 years.
Right.
And obviously she's not ashamed of that time. Obviously she probably was a good feature and made a lot of money.
Yep.
So, and he's like, oh, okay. He's looking at her like, So he called it a red flag.
Right.
And then I was trying to ask you, why would that be a red flag? I know now it's talked about.
Right.
I don't know if it's really accepted, but more talked about that women and men go to the strip club, and depending on what area of the region you are, it's more popular than other regions.
And there's levels to it, if we're honest. There's higher end levels, and then there's in Atlanta. We had, when I was in college, I confess this. I'll tell this story before, but there is Magic City, which is a nice upper level. At least it was when I was in college. And then there was Montrose, which was. So there's levels to it, right?
Okay.
So as far as a red flag, I don't know that it would be a red flag for me. Putting myself in Walter's position. I don't know that it would be a red flag for me, someone that says, this is what I used to do. This is because I know where she is now. The red flag would be if you're still doing it, and now I'm concerned with how that would impact our relationship. So not saying that they could not have a healthy relationship. It would just be a question of how does that, what are there boundaries in our relationship? Not saying that that's, that makes her immoral, loose, or anything of that nature. It doesn't necessarily mean that. But it would be a question. I don't even know if I would say a red flag.
Yeah, because I can see it as a red flag, and I could be wrong, but it was her past.
Right.
And I would like to dig in more why she decided to do exotic dancing, why she decided to stop if she wasn't,
right.
If she was whatever she was in that field.
Right.
So I think it's just more questions to ask.
Yeah.
And certain men feel a certain way, so we'll see.
Yeah. So I don't know that it will be, I think it was just, if anything, I think it might have just been a little more surprising or eye-opening, if you will.
Yes and no.
Because it's like, I'll leave that alone.
Okay.
I'll leave that alone.
Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep moving.
Moving on. But yeah, I don't see it being that big of an issue. That's just me, right? And then everybody kind of starts getting there. We see Zadia Naeem kissing Zadia as they greet, which we've seen kind of some pieces of that, some things that are leading that way. Walter there's a piano in there, and so Walter's playing the piano, and I guess he and Mumin wrote a song, and they're singing it.
I was like, okay.
They're doing their they're doing the whole keyboard, playing on keyboard thing or this piano thing. Dante starts to mention how Zadia is not reciprocating.
Yeah, so he comes in and he feels like Zadia is closed off when he first come in. He said, well, I'll keep it moving. Because I have been having phone dates with my Aisha,
you are the girl I never had.
So he started having the girl he never had. And, they're flirting, they're cooking, and really enjoying each other's company in person for once.
Right. So yeah, because he said that Zadia was angling to be his number one.
Right.
She was like top of his list. So for him, it's like, okay, well, let me keep it moving because there's still more women than there are men.
Still more women than men. And I think when he came in, because he was like, I'm looking for a room, and he came to see her, and she's like, there's more rooms across.
She's like, you go across
other part of the house.
Over the former slave quarters, you can go over there.
Instead of, I would have stopped. Like, let's see if we can find you a room. Right. Let me help you, like, to connect, right? But it was more like, I got my space, I got to get unpacked. Bye.
Yeah. So the women, Tommy arrives, the women are in control this time.
Correct.
So they basically got less than 24 hours because in the morning,
somebody got to go.
One of the brothers got to go. Gotta go.
Get home.
So Walter is in the piano room or the great room, whatever, playing the piano and having a little conversation with Sabrina.
Correct.
Who is his other one, right? So correct. Sabrina and Mumin are his two. And when they first got there, Mumin had her time with Walter. Walter is now having time with Sabrina. And if you notice, Mumin kind of goes in, sees that Walter and Sabrina are interacting, comes back, and then looks like she gets kind of reinforcement. So then there's more people that go into the room. And she talks about how Walter kind of became very standoffish and very distant and cold towards her. And we kind of disagreed on this, or I kind of had a feeling about this. I looked at it and it's like, well, I can understand it in some respects because he's having this time with Sabrina. He's had a time with Mumin. And granted, he also did have the road trip with Sabrina. I get that. But he's now engaging with Sabrina at this time. And so Mumin comes, and it's almost like she's trying to stake her claim, and still, because she starts rubbing on his neck and shoulders, what have you. And so now it's like, I think that she was just doing it, not just doing it, but I think that part of her motive was she's trying to do it to kind of lay her claim to Walter.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying, you know. But what I'm hearing her say, I think she felt like Walter was not being naturally just himself, because there's times you're going to be a little different around each person when you're on a one-on-one. But I think she was looking for more energy with them being a group and around each other. And she was feeling like maybe he was still standing offish, you know, compared to the way he was acting to Sabrina.
It's possible.
Now, she does make some indication, like when they're at the pool,
right?
You know, that she feels like he's not opening up to her and sharing as much as possibly sharing with Sabrina.
Yeah, so a little later, they are at the pool, and again, Walter's trying to connect with her, kind of talk to her, and she wants to spend more time talking about how his interactions are with Sabrina.
Correct.
And how she feels as a result of that. And he's like, I'm here.
Right.
I'm present. I'm connecting.
Right.
So and then she walks off.
Right. And he's like, I don't like that.
Yeah. He's like, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. So anytime somebody says something like that twice, he really ain't like that. Because she even was like, I think that Mumin was like, Sabrina's poisoning you. And Sabrina's over there laying on the floaty. She's just like,
with sunglasses on. Like, I'm gonna let you just mess up yourself. I think as women, that's where sometimes we just come short, where we get so up in our emotions. We just don't take a moment and say, you know what, I'm gonna relax in this process.
Right.
When I let my little birdie go, if my birdie comes back, it's for me.
Right.
If my birdie doesn't come back, I'm not gonna hold it and strangle it to try to keep it. Camille. I'm just gonna let it go.
Camille. All right. So she's gonna strangle Cornelius. So a couple other things that we start to see.
Got a choker.
Yeah, literally. We do see Frank with Sydney. Now, I've got some thoughts as far as whether Frank is really here for love. I think Frank is looking for a nightlife partner. Reason I say that, I don't know that I get really settling down vibes, if I can say that, from Frank. I get that he's still more looking for, because I mean his connection is right now is a lot stronger with Sydney than it seems to be with Mumin. So it seems like he's still looking for a good time.
I mean, he don't have to be on a show for that. If he's in the nightlife, obviously he's meeting a lot of women.
True.
So I think maybe he is feeling like it's getting time to settle down. It's just finding the right person, depending on how his nightlife, with his brand.
Right.
And when you sell liquor, they drink at night. I'm sorry. You got to advertise to bars and show them different drinks to make. So I can see why he's gone majority of the time during bar time.
Right.
And you want someone that's going to understand that. And why not have someone that can be in the business with you and grow? Because I think that's what he's kind of saying. Like, I got this business. This is something we can do together.
Gotcha.
Now, the question is more the family part, because somebody's going to have to stay home with kids.
Yeah.
And so if you're saying, well, this is our time frame, and then as we move into marriage, yeah, hopefully I don't be just an entrepreneur,
right?
But then I own a business where people work for me,
right?
So
yeah, and then we see Camille all up on Cornelius, just almost.
They were on vacation.
Yeah, by themselves.
Right.
Zadia and Naeem are having conversations.
Yeah, they're having conversations. They're sitting out at the pool, talking. Again, it didn't seem very deep on either side.
No.
On either side.
Yep.
So could they be pairing up because no one's
because they're both
digging?
Shallow? Because they're both shallow right now.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, and then Phil and Shiloh. I like Phil and Shiloh.
I think they make a good match. I mean, but see, Phil is so laid back. He could probably match with anyone, and that's a problem. Where is his personality? What matches best for him? Because you can see him where he can be in control. You can see him when he needs to take assertiveness and not take assertiveness.
Right.
But he doesn't seem he seemed indecisive.
I don't know that it's indecisive. I think that Phil is of the folks that are there. I think Phil is one of those that is making or looking to make genuine connections. And the reason I say that is he had great connection with Aisha. Don't know where they are right now, but he had a great connection with Aisha. He also seems to have a very good connection with Shiloh, right? I'm not sure how deep the connection would be with Sydney.
Now Sydney looked like a good time.
Right, that's why I said I don't know how deep that one would be, right?
Right.
And who was the other one? To see, there really wasn't a deep connection.
Well, is not even in the picture.
Right.
I wouldn't even worry about that.
I think that he has taken the effort to get to know the women that he's interested in. Is just what I'm getting as far as the impression. I think that there's a more than surface. I think we can agree with that.
Well, it depends on if he's really ready. Because when you're saying you're ready, shiny things come and go, right? The funny comes and goes.
Right.
So if you're saying I'm ready to settle down, I want to have my own kids instead of being everybody else's daddy.
Right.
Then you would think he'll pick Shiloh.
And that's why I like them together. I think that we saw him spending more time with her. I think he did later on. There was the incident where he did kind of help calm Aisha down.
Right.
But I think just energy wise, it looked like his energy is more towards Shiloh right now.
Not really when he was kissing up on Sydney in the coming trailers.
Oh yeah.
So where's his energy at? Which energy is he using?
We'll see.
Which energy is he coming from?
We'll see. Let us know what you think.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about Phil being a chameleon. He could be all things to all people, but where is Phil in his own process?
True.
Is he really ready to settle down? Because it's easy to play dad, be good friends. You give back the kids to your best friend, and then you can have this life. You enjoy women. So, we'll see.
We'll see. We shall see.
We shall see.
We already talked about Walter Mamine and she walking off on him. And then Aisha and Dante, who, again, they've had great phone conversations. But this is kind of one of the first times that they've really had a chance to connect in person, right?
And warm up.
And she's like, he's a gentleman. He's intentional. He calls her a contender.
He might have got a license because I know a true masseuse when I see one.
Hold on, we got to get to that because that's going to take a whole other.
Is it going to take a whole other?
So we see them, Cornelius and Camille. She sets up time for them to go. In other words, she basically had him kidnapped. Is basically what happened.
She did not have him kidnapped. They mad. Let's just get to the point. Gave him a necklace. Oh, thank you. You got to wear it all day. I should have put my initials on it. He's just staring at her like, She's doing all the talking. Scene cuts. All right.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of him not participating in their relationship. I really am. She has a relationship with him, and he's just there.
Very true. Very true. So they have a dinner with everybody, right? So all of the remaining people are there having dinner. And Cornelius comes and sits down. He sits next to Camille. Okay, that's who
You would
rocking
think
with?
so. Like, hey, we're sitting each other. You whisper in my ear.
Go sit over there.
Sit across from me.
Sit
I
across from
see
me.
you. I'm like, dude.
So Camille tells him to go sit across from her.
And he gets up.
Okay.
I'm like, nah. I'm a grown man. I want to sit beside you, and I will. And if you don't like it, then you leave, or you can sit up across from me. You just go sit on that seat over there if you want to see me. I just don't do that.
I'm gonna just say
he messed up a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah. All right.
So
they go around the table and they're kind of talking, oh, it's been an experience.
We got to pick one man. How y'all feel about that? Open the can of worms.
Yep. And Aisha's like, basically like, well, I haven't been feeling your guy, Cornelius. Not your guy, but I've been feeling Cornelius. Camille is like, if y'all send him home, I'm effing y'all up.
Well, no, it kind of goes more like it was saying, we got to send one guy home. And then Camille was like, it ain't my guy.
Yeah.
Y'all can send any of these other, but it ain't going to be my guy. And we was like, well, we need to make a decision on, who's really connecting. Mm-hmm. Well, if y'all send someone home, somebody going to be effed up. Who we fighting? Are we all grown here?
No.
Who are you fighting? What does that mean to you?
I'm going to just say this.
What does that mean to you? I'm not scared.
Although Camille got like 13 different personalities, I still put my money on Aisha. I'm sorry. I would put my money on Aisha. That Aisha would bring something a little more to the table for Camille and Zadia. Because Zadia and Camille turned into mean girls during this whole time, right? They became the two that were cackling back and forth. And listen, we're black people, right? I don't necessarily like to use the angry black woman term, the aggressive black woman. I don't like to use that because I know how those become tropes. Those become things that we see on TV. But
they were just being mean. It wasn't. Exactly. It doesn't have anything to do with their.
It was aggressive, right? But it was aggressive. So I'm saying, I don't want to say it. I shy away from saying it because of that. Well, but it fits in this one.
It doesn't fit. It just they're
angry women who happen to be black. Let's put it that way.
You don't even have to say that. You can call them mean girls, and that equals white, black, yellow, or whatever. My thing is this though: all them other women needed to shut them down as well.
Yes.
Like, hold on.
Yes.
I hear what Aisha's saying. Y'all chill out. And if enough of them stood up and said, y'all chill out, then hopefully that would have like, okay, we need to just chill.
In some respects, I definitely agree that the other ladies could have spoken up, right? I think that you could kind of see other women were kind of checked out from the argument. They're like, here these two go again, talking about Sabrina and not Sabrina, but talking about Camille and Zadia. But I also think, and this is as a man, I think from a man's perspective, I'm looking at saying now red flags are going off. If I'm involved with either Camille or Zadia, red flags are going off now. Bright red strobe light flags, right, are going off because now I'm watching how they respond. And I'm thinking, is that how I want someone that when she gets with her girl and they keep keying and this is how they respond and then how they act, is this something that I want to have on my arm? Is this someone who I want to be in a relationship with if this is how they're going to do that? So it may have been in some respects also good that the women did not jump into it, because then it could have turned into a whole bigger thing that now nobody wins, right? The Bible talks about
winning anyway.
Right. But at least Aisha got the sympathy.
The brunt of it?
Well, she got the brunt of it, absolutely, but she also got the sympathy in some respects. She got she got more of the guys were like, y'all were wrong, and turning their attention towards Aisha because she was essentially bullied. She was essentially picked up to the point even Dante is like, you just love talking to Zadia. You love to poke that bear. You kept poking that bear. What are you talking about? What am I doing? What am I? No, you knew what you were doing. So. Anything else on that?
No, I don't have anything else. I think she said her mind and she's like, I'm not backing off. This is how I feel. And it is what it is. But she said, if you call me hater.
Call me hater one more time. Listen.
She's like, there's no hater in my
take
bone.
These earrings off. Get the Vaseline.
I wouldn't pay them people no mind.
No.
At all. It's like, I'm not here for you. You know, so.
Yeah. So a little later, Phil is talking with Aisha, and remember he's trying to calm her down, just have a good conversation, and then Dante comes with his bathrobe on, his silk robe,
pajamas, I guess, with his swans on it. He said, Phil said his chest was all oily, and he comes and takes Aisha away, who was in her little two-piece pajama set, short set, talking to Phil. And he was like, this is how we doing? You just going to roll up on us like this?
He basically was like, look, let me bring you back here. Put her on the massage table.
I think Bro Man got a license. He was like, okay, this is how it really works. You're doing a real massage. So I don't know what his skills are. He masseuse on the weekends or whatever. But he was going to show that booty some love.
Cause she was like, I'm a little. In my lower back and my gluteus maximus.
No, she said in her shoulders.
Oh, it was her shoulders and her gluteus maximus.
Her gluteus maximus where her tension was.
Listen, she ain't fooling nobody. Hey. We ain't mad at her.
Hey,
that's what she wanted to do. All right, so
they grown people handling grown people business.
Hey, so Dante's like, look, Zadia, who?
She was like, I'll fight for this all the time if I get massages like this. Who else do I need to fight?
So then the next morning, part of the group is sitting at the table, and they're like, it's a different energy at the table. And most notably, missing from that table were Camille and Zadia. Right? So then Tommy shows up. It's like, all right, I told y'all, somebody going home. One of these brothers is going home. So Sabrina talks about how she's still feeling Walter, and it kind of helped with some things. Mumin, on the other hand, is like, no, my feelings towards Walter have kind of fizzled. So Mumin just has Frank kind of still in her purview as far as who she's feeling, and they're feeling her, right? Of course, Camille is feeling Cornelius. Sydney is feeling Frank right now. Who else? And Zadia said she's feeling Naeem, right? And then so Shiloh is feeling Phil, right? So we're starting to get to the point where things are getting really tight. There is a lot less room for error,
right?
And so the two men at the bottom end up being Cornelius and Nye, for reasons that have become sense. Overly apparent, right? For Cornelius, it's been a long time coming. I feel like the wine. It's been a long time coming.
Wow, you pulling that from way back.
Listen, I told y'all I think in songs sometimes, right? So Cornelius should have been gone weeks ago, right? In my opinion, Nye. And we've kind of talked about. I don't know if this was the right environment for Nye.
Again, he's like one of them slow boppers. I'm taking my time. I'm interested. Like he was dating like he's not on the show.
Right.
And unfortunately, this is not, you don't date like you're not on the show. You date like I'm dating multiple people at one time. Right. I'm building connections with people to see if any of and if it's not genuine, then I get that.
Right.
Like, hey, they're not genuine. I'm not interested, but it is what it is. It is
what it is. All right. So they leave us with a kind of a cliffhanger. So let us know in the comments who you think is gone home.
It might be Nye.
I think it's going to be Nye from the aspect of Nye is less of a, if we can just be honest, Nye is less of a drama person than Cornelius sticking around and having Camille there.
Right.
Although it will be very interesting because when Camille is giving her whole speech, what have you,
she's in tears and stuff.
Personality number 9 starts to come out and start to have all the tears and everything. So I think though I think it's almost like a false indicator. I think that she's doing that. But I saved you. I kept you. We meant to be together. Right. I think that's how that's going to play out.
That's what I'm thinking.
And they're going to keep that. Cornelius is going to be kept around because the two. Now, it would be interesting if Cornelius does go home, what Camille does. Right. Because Camille, there's no one else checking for Camille.
No one's checking.
And really, there's no one checking for Cornelius. So,
no.
All right.
So they can both go off into
Deuces.
Wherever.
Cornelius, we tried. We tried to warn you. Wish you luck.
Everybody at the table like blank if you're scared.
Because here's the thing, and I think
everyone's saying it. Like, she's controlling. Do you need help, Cornelius? And you just don't know how. Like an abusive person. Like a person being abused. Yes.
And I think as a man, I'm going to just say this. I think one of the things that's frustrating for me as a man is to watch another man and I'm trying to put this in a way that stays consistent with how we operate, but has his cojones snipped. He's lost, basically, yeah. So it's hard to watch it because you're like, dude, stand up for yourself. Say what you want. Say what.
But there's men out there that are like that.
You're right. And but it's just hard to watch.
I know it's hard to watch, but there's men out like that. And we have to realize in this society, there are men that are being abused.
True.
And it's unfortunate that we don't mention it and talk about it enough. We talk about women being abused or being emotionally abused or physically abused. But we lose the fact that there are men that are being abused by women. And they're being emotionally abused, verbally abused. And some men are being physically abused by women.
True.
And unfortunately, he falls in that category, you know.
So we're not saying that Camille physically abuses him.
I'm not saying that.
What we're saying is that there's some controlling mechanisms there. That could controlling behaviors.
Or for them to feel.
Go into that.
Well, and only thing I'm just bringing awareness, even though, you know, the cast is jokingly saying, you know, blink if you're in trouble. But you say that because a lot of times victims don't have a voice.
Right.
And they don't say, hey, I'm in trouble. I done got in too deep and I'm being mistreated.
Right.
And so only thing I'm indicating is that he's putting him in a place where it's potentially he could be mistreated.
True.
If he allows it to go further, you know. And that we should always be aware that there are men out there that currently are being mistreated. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
So we're getting closer. Next week, trailers look interesting.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. So Zadia, and Zadia's in this. I'm gonna say this, in the clip where Zadia gets in Nye's face.
This in Dante's face, you mean?
Dante's face. I'm sorry. Yes, in Dante's
face.
This
is what I'm talking about. I think women should be respectful.
Absolutely.
If you're upset, you can be upset.
Absolutely.
But you be upset at the same eye level, and we're not going to get in no one's face and think you can get in someone's face.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, you can be a strong Black woman, but a man is stronger than a woman. And so he's showing restraint. But when you're behind get knocked out, don't cry, wolf.
Yeah.
That you didn't. And I'm not saying that anyone should ever get hit.
Right.
But why put yourself in a position where you're going to, like she likes to do, poke the bear and don't get shocked when a reaction happens when you poke the bear.
Yeah, because here's the thing. We can have a disagreement. We can have an argument. And let's just be honest. With where we are as far as these couples, or these individuals, I should say, no one has years of vested interest in this to really get, as in my opinion, as aggressive as she was seen to be, right? When you get in somebody's face,
pointing your finger.
I'm sorry, I got a problem with that. And
like you talking to a child.
Yeah, I've been like, look, Zadia, take your bad breath on that way, and move forward.
So, but I was like,
so we'll see. All right, but that's it for this edition of the recap, review, and commentary on the latest edition of Ready to Love. Let us know what we missed. Let us know what your thoughts are. You guys have been amazing as far as putting your comments in the comment section there. And we definitely read them. We respond and we like them. So we'll see you all next time. Have a great one. Be blessed.